Betting on sports can be hard, but hiring Morgan & Morgan is easy. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/bestbets or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/bestbets. This is a paid advertisement.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. We are here for the next 4 hours. Busy program lined up. Monday Night Football game to get to. Game 3 World Series. Updated numbers in college football. Week 9 early numbers here in the National Football League. And Nick Bogdanovich coming up in about 90 minutes or so. Talking college football with him, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I don't want to overreact, but makes its return today as well. Paul, the game started almost 24 hours ago, meaning it ended about 20 hours ago. And I'm not over it yet. I'm not over what happened pretty much the entire second half between the Commanders and the Bears. Now, that's tough for a finish to stick with me for this long, but I'm not exaggerating. I've thought about it all day and all night last night. I had the Cowboys and the Niners game on last night, and I just kept looking at the replay of the Hail Mary and all the reaction videos that came out from it, and how stupid the Chicago Bears were down the stretch and in the final moments. It also doesn't help that I had a decent bet on the Bears when they trailed 12-7 at plus 340 to win the game. And they, to be honest, they had no business even being in the game yesterday. They should have been blown out. But that's how they blow it. I'm baffled at it.
That's how people get fired, and that's how you miss the playoffs. And imagine what a Bears fan's feeling.
Sure.
And that is now twice where a coaching staff has cost them a game. And between the buffoonery, giving the ball to an offensive lineman, and how they played the last 2 plays, it's just, it's minor league, and he has to go. Eberflus made it worse today when he was on ESPN 1000 in Chicago and said, I'm not concerned about the McLaurin play, the play before. That's the whole play.
That's the whole play.
That sets everything up. The ball was at the Washington 35-yard line. 8 Chicago defenders were at their own 30. Oh, Romo called it. Well, that shouldn't happen. There's 6 seconds left. All you do is blitz and protect the sideline. The game's over.
100%.
Why do you give them 13 yards? He can't throw the Hail Mary without the 13 yards and getting it close to midfield. He can't figure that out. I'm stunned by what he said today. He can't be a head coach if that's his explanation.
No, absolutely not.
He can't be. You can't drop all those guys and give them 13 yards because he can't make it to the end zone then. If you don't give him the 13 yards, the game's over. There's no whole. Oh, I'm concerned about the Hail Mary. You have to defend the Hail Mary. There's no Hail Mary without the McLaurin play.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, he can't figure out like physics. Daniels has an unbelievable arm. He can't throw the ball 85 yards in the air. That cannot happen. That ball's going to come down to like the 12-yard line without that play to McLaurin for that cushion that they needed to have. They had to have that, and they gave it to him. Mm-hmm. They said, here you go. There's 6 seconds left. Would you like an additional 13 yards? Go ahead and take it because you're going to have enough time to run it on the sideline, and the game's not going to be over with. Feel free. And then we're going to get all cocky and have our players run down and taunt the fans as the play is unfolding. Incredible stretch there. And now that guy is 3-17 overall on the road in his career. Are you ready for this? The wins are over Bailey Zappi, Sam Howell, and Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
What more do you need to know?
And then he puts it on the leadership council and won't call out the player and has them handle it. So no accountability there. And he also defended the call to Doug Kramer saying it wasn't a bad call. Who thinks it's a good idea to go refrigerator Perry there? And they fumble. It's lunacy.
Pure stupidity.
The fourth quarter win probabilities for the Bears the last 2 years. Denver 98%, Detroit 98%, Cleveland 91%, 96%. They lost all of them. All of them. And now they're going to miss the playoffs because of what transpired yesterday and then running that, what they did, the sweep quick pitch play against the Colts as well. Awful. And you got to be sick if you're a Bears fan to lose like that. Sick, and he can't figure it out.
No, and by the way, so we're going to drop all 8 guys back to. I'll rush 2 on the Hail Mary and give absolutely zero pressure on Jaden Daniels whatsoever. So he'll have 15 seconds up there to allow the receivers to come down the field and put it up in the air long enough to maybe get a tip on it. And he had a spy on him as well. It did no good whatsoever for that kind of coverage on the final play of the game. Everything that they could have screwed up, that's textbook on what not to do in the final moments of a game like that. And that's on his resume now. And the fact that you're going to double down on it like you talked about today or on local media, with local media, just tells you how unacceptable that is.
Yep.
Not only in real time unfolding, he doesn't know what to do. He's had a full day or half of it anyway to think about it. And I'm good with how it played out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense because the same scenario played out in the first half and they protected the sideline. It didn't drop anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense they would do that there. You're doing Washington a huge favor. And then we know how to defend that play. You blitz. There's nothing the quarterback can do. He can't get it off. There was also a blatant hold that wasn't called, but they twisted the guy around from Chicago. But I know they're not going to call that.
Well,
but then the buffoonery was Stevenson to be looking at the crowd, and then the play's going on. He comes in, he tips the ball. Oh God!
And he had to come out and own it and eat that on social media. He's like, "Hey, next time I'm not going to screw it up." Yeah. Will there be a next time?
Yeah, right,
buddy.
Yeah.
There's not only that. Back up to the lineman that you talked about. So. We know when the Lions did that against the Cowboys a couple of weeks back, they were doing everything they could to get a lineman a touchdown, right? They're also up by 30 points or more.
Yeah, sure.
Game's already over with, so they're screwing with them, right? So Bill Barnwell had an incredible column today on ESPN. He went back and looked at the history of this. His name's Doug Kramer. He has never touched the ball in the NFL. He never had a carry in college. He's had 18 career snaps offensively in the National Football League. Barnwell went back and looked. He could not find an example of a player who weighs 300 plus pounds scoring a touchdown when their team trailed. He went back and looked in the entire football perspective database and nothing popped up. So again, you're trailing in the game and you want to have a backup offensive lineman come in and get a carry at fullback. The guy has had 18 career offensive snaps and he probably never even ran the ball in high school, by the way, going back.
Yep.
Never did it in college, has never touched the ball in the NFL.
Yep.
And that's what you're going to do. Down again. You're not up 2 scores. It's not a cozy lead late. Nope. You're trailing in the game.
How does the offense play like that off a bye week, too? That's another thing.
I was alarmed.
Yeah, you're not going against a good defense. I mean, at one point, Williams had 3 completions in the second half. In the second half, he only had 3 completions.
Yeah.
But this is my ugly coming up. It's all these moves. I can't believe what I was watching Sunday. The Browns refuse to bench Watson, and every time Watson doesn't play, the other guy throws for 300 yards and they win. Peyton's trying to run up the score. The Colts are backed up inside their own 5 with 20 seconds throwing the ball. The Jets burn all 3 timeouts. What am I doing here? This is $1 billion industry run by bozos.
Well, and the problem is when we call for everybody's head and you have 7 or 8 or 9 guys that get whacked every single year at the end of the season, there are no good candidates, Paulie. There's 1 or 2 good candidates every single year. So it's yes, all these guys are horrendous head coaches. How does Eberflus have his job today, right? How?
Yeah.
That's an abomination what took place yesterday. But I got to tell you, I don't know who the next guy is that they should hire. I have no idea. Because none of these guys, I'm thrilled by a grand total of 3% of them.
Okay, well,
that's it.
Belichick and Vrabel are available.
Well, that's okay, but is that going to happen?
I could give Ben Johnson whatever he wants, but this is just common sense stuff, though. I don't know. It's you see it though in college all the time. You can turn down a whole team can change like that with the right coaching hire. Yeah. Look at Indiana for an example. You bring the right guy in. A program that stunk for 20, 30, all of a sudden, hey, we're relevant, we're good, we can win games. They're out there. You just got to find them.
For what it's worth, I thought this was a great tweet from Doug Clawson. Jaden Daniels is the second quarterback all time with a 70% completion rate, 200 yards passing per game or more, and 50 yards rushing per game in an 8-game span. Lamar Jackson did it last year when he won the MVP. Jaden Daniels has to be right there with everybody else.
Yep.
He's got to be there with Jared Goff and Lamar Jackson to win it this year. I don't want to hear the Wembanyama stuff from the NBA. He's a rookie. The guy can't win the award.
Yep.
Cut it out. They're 6-2.
Yep.
And they're a great story. And that fan base, they deserve this because they went through hell and, it was just awful what they put up with Schneider as the owner.
Yep.
The guy was a total train wreck. And Dan Quinn's a short shot now to win Coach of the Year, deservedly so.
I still come back to Andy Reid, though. If they win 15 games,
I know
that's in play.
He's got to be in play.
It's 13 wins in a row. He's down to plus 650 now. I mean, guys get hurt. Doesn't matter. Keep winning games. Doesn't matter, right? It's more unbelievable. The Bears game or what's happened this year with the Jets.
It's a total throwaway season.
It's over.
It's over.
They're favored Thursday. 2-6 against 6-2. They're favored.
Can you explain that game to me?
I can't.
So I've already talked to several people about this game yesterday and today. We're all in agreement, right? It's like there's only one play here. It's Houston. But when it's that obvious, that doesn't probably go very well in history.
Central Florida, BYU.
Of course.
That's right.
Did you hear one person make the case for BYU?
No. The Jets scored 20-plus points, didn't turn the ball over, held the Patriots under 250 yards. Going back to 1940, teams were 756-0 when they hit those three metrics. Jets lose. Jets lose. Jets are 5-3 if they had a kicker. Jets burn all three timeouts in the first quarter. Can't get the play in.
Oh.
Jets get to delay a game after a touchdown. They get penalized on the 2-point try. And they lose, and they can't stop. Sauce Gardner, everything. They can't stop anything.
Oh.
May gets hurt, still can't stop Brissett. Season's over.
Defense is overrated, which I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Offense, I'm sorry, but it's not a lot to look at there as well. Yeah, this is an unbelievable tweet from Mark Cannizzaro, who you're exactly right. If Zerline does his job, they beat the Broncos 12-10, the Bills 26-23, and the Patriots 26-25. They'd be 5-3 instead of 2-6.
Yeah. I'm not asking for much. An extra point, a 40-yard field goal. Then they had to punt twice from the 40-yard line because they don't trust them.
Right. In the season of the kicker,
yeah,
this guy whiffs every single game. Greg the Leg. Probably time to burn that nickname down as well. All right, we have a Monday Night Football game to bet on, and Game 3 of the World Series. I like a couple of different angles with player props tonight. We'll get into those coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Monday Night Football tonight. Steelers laying 6 to the Giants. Total, shop around 36.5 or 37. 37 is a key number in totals with the NFL. I can't believe this. I mean, I knew it did not go well for Russ post Seattle, but the last 9 games is a favorite of 3 points or more. 0-8-1 ATS, 3-6 straight up. And you combine that with the Steelers, 0-10 ATS, 3-6-1 straight up in their last 10 games when they're laying at least 4 points. That includes the playoffs.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on here. So the Steelers win, but they don't cover, right? You got Danny Dimes 1-15 straight up in primetime, and a New York team, Jets and Giants 4-32 straight up in primetime going back the last 5 years. Steelers have also won 21 in a row at home on Monday Night Football. Haven't lost since 1991.
That's right.
I mean, it's ridiculous what they've done here. Second in takeaways, second in points allowed. They've been great on special teams, blocked 3 kicks. So you saw what they did against the Jets. Wilson looked good. Offense looked good going up and down the field in the second half. And the Giants are just a mess offensively. I would also think there's some liability baked into this, too, with what happened with the late games. Denver covered. Bills covered. Chargers covered. 49ers won and covered. Chiefs won, covered the teasers, didn't cover the game. You think all those people, what they did in the late games and carry it over to the Steelers here, and then it would move open 4 up to 6, 6.5, and the totals come down as well. So based on what they did last Sunday night and how good they've been on Monday night, do you think they'd get the win, be able to shut down and contain Dimes? And there's some turnovers here.
With a win tonight, they have sole possession of first place in their division.
Yeah.
How about that? And 6-2 overall.
Right. So all this talk about backloaded, oh boy, the schedule might not matter. Suddenly Cleveland's not a good team, and you certainly can get to 9 wins much easier and probably get to 10 wins and so be a playoff team again.
Yep. So the Steelers like to mix it up with their running backs. Harris is the main guy. Jaylen Warren comes in, spells him a good receiving back as well. Here's an angle that I like in the game tonight. What receiving backs have done against the Giants so far this year. Austin Eckler had 3 for 47. He also had 38 yards rushing in that game. Jerome Ford for the Browns had 4 catches for 33 yards. He also had 37 yards rushing when they played. Rico Dowdell had 15 yards and a touchdown, so he was effective, and he had 46 yards on the ground. And Kenneth Walker had 7 catches for 57 yards. Wilson, I went back and looked, in his time with Denver when they got hot last year and they were winning games. He spread it around to a bunch of different running backs, by the way. Like Pirine would get catches, Williams would, McLaughlin would. So I like Warren to go over his rushing and receiving yards tonight, the combination there. And it's 46.5 was the best number I could find earlier today on him. I'm thinking about a play on Daniel Jones. The passing yards tonight is 188.5. The attempts are 31.5 on him. Here's what opposing quarterbacks have done against the Steelers so far this year. In reverse order, Rodgers had 39 attempts for 276 yards. O'Connell, 40 attempts for 227 yards. Prescott, 42 for 352. Flacco and Richardson combined 30 attempts for 225 yards. And Bo Nix had 35 attempts and 246 yards passing as well. Only Kirk Cousins and Justin Herbert did not go over the attempts number, nor did they go over the yards number. And Jones by game, he had a 5-game stretch where he went over 200 yards passing in all of them, a 4-game stretch. And then a 5 games so far this year where he went over 31.5 attempts as well. So I think 31.5 attempts might be my better play here rather than the yards.
Okay. I have no feel. This one's tough. Only thing I really love is Boswell, longest made field goal, $1.40. And we got finally lost with Aubrey last night. But that's one that sticks out to me where you can't have confidence in Joseph and how bad he was in the Sunday night game. And Boswell's automatic and Tomlin will trot him out from 55. He doesn't care. That's one thing I do like. And Boswell over 1.5 made field goals. The other stuff, I don't know. I mean, it's a short sample, but certainly if Wilson was taking shots and having success against the Jets, made some big plays, and also you saw some flags too. So
yeah,
that could be dangerous where there's some big plays and what they're able to do against the Giants from the offensive standpoint. I don't know. I mean, how bad was that against the Eagles? Didn't make any sense.
Right.
But that's the Giants at home, though, that they can't do anything.
That's right. That's exactly right. Okay, so I know it's the Steelers, and I know you have a New York team playing tonight on Monday night as well. Is there any chance Game 3 of the World Series beats it in the ratings? I would never, ever suggest this because it never happens, but we're talking Yankees-Dodgers here. I still lean no, it doesn't, but I think it might come close tonight.
It'd help if it was a 2-2 series. Game 3, 2-0. Yeah. Friday night did very well, but it's also the toughest night because everyone goes out.
Right.
It was the highest rated Game 1 since 2017. Astros-Dodgers. Game 2 did a big number. It has delivered. The first 2 games have been awesome and ended with bases loaded, grand slam, and then bases loaded to fly out, and the Dodgers get out of it. So maybe it's close. It should be close. Who wants to watch the Giants? And it's Ohtani against Judge.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Judge has embarrassed himself.
What if the Monday night game turns into a blowout?
Yeah.
And this game's tight.
It's possible, yeah, sure.
Teams with a 2-0 lead have won 84% of the time in the World Series. 77 out of 92, in fact.
Is it over?
No, I'm not going to go that far.
All right, well, it's a must-win tonight. Got to get this one.
Well, yeah, for sure.
If season's on the line, you got Schmidt going, but then I still don't see, it's hard to envision the Yankees winning all 3. And this is where the 2-3-2 actually hurts you. But because if the Dodgers just get one, they're looking good. Not that you're dead and buried. We saw it last year with Arizona, but you can come back down 3-2 when you have to play 6 and 7 on the road.
Yeah.
But it's all about Judge. You know, some people say you can't do it. I would tinker with the lineup and I dropped the guy in the lineup. He's that bad. 85 strikeouts now in 55 postseason games.
Yep.
And what he's done so far. So he's an automatic out.
3+ Ks in 11 postseason games, most in history.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, the Dodgers, if you watch the at-bats closely, the Dodgers have it figured out. Mm-hmm. He can't touch the breaking stuff.
No.
He's not even close. And every pitch that they were going at with the sweeper or call it whatever you want, it was embarrassing to watch him.
Yeah, sure was.
He it's not, just let it go, dude. If you're not going to get the fastball, don't even swing because you're not even within like 2 feet of hitting the baseball. It's a terrible look right now.
You can't do this when you have Torres, Soto, and Stanton playing like this. The guy's an automatic out.
He knows it too, by the way. He talked about it. I'm letting everybody.
I know.
It's Deshaun Watson. It's in his head right now.
Right. So why can't I move him down in the order and move up Stanton? I mean, you're giving up on him. The other thing is, will the fans boo him tonight? That's interesting.
Oh, who cares about giving up on the guy? He can't get a hit. Do what's best for the team.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's not June. I'm not playing Seattle. I don't care. Mm-hmm. This is Yankee baseball. Let's see something. Even Bob Papa, who would play-by-play with the Giants football team, about what Boone did. And that's the other thing about you don't know what this guy's going to do. You burn your bullpen in game one for no reason. You carry your extra starters with Cortez and Stroman. You use one of your relievers in the fourth, but you use a starter coming off an injury as a reliever in game one.
Yeah.
Hasn't pitched at September 18th.
Yep.
What's Boone doing?
I know it. Freeman is homered in 4 straight World Series games going back to Game 5 of 2021.
Even money to win MVP.
It might be a good bet, actually.
Yeah.
He's tied with Reggie Jackson and Lou Gehrig. Only George Springer has a longer streak, did it 5 straight games. Dodgers are 3-2 on the road this year in the postseason. In the 3 wins, they've allowed a total of 2 runs. In the 2 losses, they allowed a total of 18 runs.
I want a competitive series. And
so do I.
It doesn't look good right now because your season's on the line and you're throwing Schmidt. And then you got to throw Heel tomorrow.
They're saying the right things about Ohtani, by the way. I mean, that's how the Yankees maybe get back into this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if he plays. They're going to run him through some tests, and we'll see. That'd be big.
Some of the reports I was seeing earlier today looked like it was going to be positive for the guy, but
there's just too many sticks in this lineup, though. I mean, even you got Edman hitting home runs, and it's a deep lineup. Back to old reliable Torres to get a single. Now it's up to $1.50, but I do like that, and Judge minus 180 to have a walk. I don't even see why you'd pitch around him, though. Boy, how that number has changed.
Yeah, no kidding.
But
how about Walker Buehler with the outs prop tonight? Now, I think it's come down a little bit in some spots, but it was 14.5 earlier this morning. In fact, I still see that out there right now here at Circuit's 13.5. Good write-up by Adam Burke at vsin.com today. Go check it out at the website. So if he's going to go over 14.5 outs, that means there's a good chance that he's going to see the top of that order for the 3rd time. I don't think they do that.
Yeah.
I really don't. So I think under 14.5 outs is the number that you want to go with here on Walker Buehler. It appears to be about minus 120. Best number that you can find on him right now.
What a wild series already. I mean, there was a prop up. We talked about it Friday. Will there be a triple in the series? It happened in the first inning with Freddie Freeman, of all people. What did that pay? Well, I mean, the guy can't even run.
No kidding. I know the Grand Slam got you good, so I'm not rubbing this in your face. It's one of the best baseball moments of our lifetime.
Yeah, was it at the exact same time as Gibson?
8:37 p.m.
How can that be? That's right.
I know.
The similarities almost lands in the same spot.
We had a suite at a bunch of us did for the UNLV Boise game. This game was on the TV in the suite. We were going bonkers for 5 minutes.
Yep. I can't believe he brought in Cortez. I can't believe it.
What a bad pitch, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just...
The whole sequence sucked.
Serve it up to him on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You gave him the game. Gave him the game. All 4 major sports in action. The Equinox is upon us. Celebrate the best time of year for sports bettors and our new Sports Equinox special. Every best bet, every host, every guest. VSiN.com/subscribe. Less than $20 a month. Get the special. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Survivor discussion, updated playoff and division odds next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Onward, upward, Week 9, National Football League. Thursday night, we get the Texans at the Jets. This is the game.
Here it is.
Had the discussion with several people today/last night. None of us can understand the number. It makes 0 sense. The Jets stink. Maybe it's because the Texans are just not that great. They're 6-2, but they're also they have some flaws, right? They're far from a perfect football team.
No.
But how are the Jets favored?
I know. I will give Stroud credit. He looked good bouncing back after the Green Bay game. Now you're not going to have Diggs, but no Diggs, no Nico, but you still have weapons. But just again, silly mistakes. Maybe they just run all over the Jets. I will say the one thing the Jets finally got fixed was, for the time being, they shut down New England's rushing attack. That's the only thing that went right.
Yeah.
But it's not, I got to talk to Evan Abrams. It's ever 2-6 favored against 6-2. So it's now it gets into, this is like Florida State. What if they lose this game now? Then it really is over. Like they're not going to go 8-2 or whatever to close the season.
Paulie.
So plus 450 to make the playoffs is laughable. It's if they lose this game, then it really is okay. Everyone's got checked out and got the U-Haul backed up.
It should be a suitcase bet on the Jets to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the number, they have to, maybe they can get in with what can they afford? One more loss? Is that it?
No, I think 9-8 will do it. You're saying if they lose this game?
No, I'm saying overall.
9-8 can do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
So they have to finish 7-2.
Yeah.
possibly then. That's still finishing 7-2. That's not going to happen.
It was so ugly. I don't know where to begin. The mistakes, burning every time out, the delay of game, the kicking.
The kicking.
Oh, God.
Doesn't this scare you, though? When we're talking about it, nobody. I mean, I rarely, come in on a Monday and say, I've talked about the same game with 5 people already, and we're all like perplexed over it.
I know, but rightfully so. It's nuts. To me, you bet the Texans. If you lose, you just say, okay, welcome to the NFL, rookie. It's Multisante. I mean, this is, you explain it. It's 2-6 against 6-2. And 2-6 is a mess, and everything they do doesn't work, and the new coach is worse than Salah. Nothing's worse. Kicking fiasco. Greg the Leg should be gone.
It scares me, to be honest.
And they beat him last year, right?
Well.
But Stroud got hurt, and there was weather and all that. But
all right, Broncos are think about this for a second.
Oh, boy.
The Broncos just closed 13.5 against the Panthers?
Yeah.
Okay. That same team now travels to Baltimore to play, and they're catching 9. So Baltimore is 22.5-point favorites over Carolina?
Well, I got to get the defense fixed. I know. I was disappointed. I know Hamilton drops the pick, but you can't give up that many points. And the drop by Bateman, but to lose that game, bad job. Now, I don't think it's going to go well for Knicks. But again, going back the last 2 years, Baltimore has hammered people at home in these, quote, big matchups. So, crazy point spread. But we were here at week 2 against the Raiders. They'll probably be up 14 with 10 minutes left. Do they hang on? Do they punch another one in? Or is the back door open and they make it interesting? Like Harbaugh does it every week and Shanahan does it every week, it seems.
Now, it's not like the Broncos are involved in these crazy scoring games. They are 5-3 to the over this year. The Ravens are 7-1 to the over, and they're going over on average by 9.1 points per game. Look at yesterday; that game flew over again for them. I actually think Bo Nix can look all right.
Okay.
In fact, if there's one now, I have Daniels in pocket 8-1 to win Rookie of the Year. If I had anybody at this point, it would only be Bo Nix at like 14-1.
Got to say, Coach of the Year, Peyton's got to be right there too.
He has to be.
Their win total was 5.5. Mm-hmm. They got 5 wins already. Could be a playoff team.
Dolphins at the Bills, Buffalo 6. There was a 6.5 out there. Total is 44.
If I'm playing, I'm laying. You got to be Bills. I don't want the Dolphins. Now, where do they go from here now? It's just, you can't lose that game. Another home loss. Ryland from 59? Guy was cut last year. What's going on? And then the safety was enormous too. So you punt twice and you lose the game. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't stop Murray, who looked good. So did Harrison. Season's over for Miami.
Oh, you're done now?
Yeah.
Officially?
Yeah, too many tough games.
I'm trying to get this updated.
I don't understand, though. I'm watching the game. I'm saying, like, some of the stuff Tua does is so easy in terms of the play. It's a quick out to Hill.
Yeah.
It's a screen pass. Why can't anyone else do that? Why couldn't this work with Huntley or anybody else? All he's doing is turning and throwing a 1-yard pass.
I know.
Off, 12 yards.
Sure.
Oh, what the...
Oh, you want to get the ball in the hands of Tyreek Hill? Interesting. Okay. But we can only, by the way, I think I said 44 with the total correction. It's 49. My bad on that. Raiders at the Bengals. Cincy 7.5, total 45.5.
Again, Pierce has no clue. He's completely lost. Now he goes for it, 4th and goal at the 3.
He's already pulling a Brandon Staley, changing his mind.
A little late now, too. So they got the backdoor cover, the late touchdown. Minshew continues to turn it over. I don't know. Do they make a quarterback change again? Is it Desmond Ridder? He can't stand these turnovers, and Minshew continues to give it away. But then again, be careful with the Bengals, who are 0-4 at home now. Is that the record? I think the Bengals are 0-4 at home.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
I'm guessing that the Bengals are going to be a popular play in Survivor. I don't trust this team for 1 second. But also, on the flip side, the Raiders are they got blown out by Carolina. That was with Andy Dalton. Mm-hmm. They're almost like Carolina bad. Mm-hmm. They hung around yesterday, made it tough. They play KC well at times, and it's a divisional matchup, so it is what it is. But I don't know. 7.5 on the Bengals is a crazy number to me. They're not a good football team. Oh. Commanders are laying 3 at the Giants. Giants will be coming off Monday Night Football tonight after playing the Steelers. And you definitely, do you ever want Danny Dimes? You don't in prime time. You don't certainly want him when he's at home.
Yep. Should be an under, and I would think Washington's going to win this game too. Daniels was good enough, but another week he'll be get healthier. You can't take the Giants at home.
No, don't forget, Giants, probably beat them if their kicker doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But also the
Neighbors drops it on 4th down, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Commanders didn't punt in that game first time they played.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what's the ceiling here for Washington this year? I watched that entire game yesterday, as I watch a lot of Commanders games. Their defense appears to be getting better by the week.
Yeah. That's what Quinn knows.
They were kind of a problem yesterday for the Bears. I also hate the way in the Bears offense, Caleb Williams, like nothing is ever within structure. It's always like a jailbreak almost. And it's like, we can't do a 5 or a 7-step drop and get the ball out. Nope, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah.
We're gonna snap the ball, and then I'm gonna start running around like crazy and see what goes on.
Yep.
Can we play with a little bit better flow than that? It's crazy to me. So we'll get to that game, the Bears game coming up in the afternoon here in a little bit. Pats of the Titans, Tennessee's 3, total 38. We talked about this game a little bit earlier.
Can't do it with Tennessee. Embarrassed the last 2 weeks. Horrible outfit and organization. Terrible. Explain the Ridley thing. We're going to get him involved. It wasn't getting involved. We're going to get him involved early. Doesn't happen. We're not going to throw to him. 100 yards in the first quarter.
There you go. Here you go. This is your game, right? Cowboys at the Falcons.
All right, time for the G-Bank best bet of the day. It's always tricky when they put up that 2.5, right? I'm taking the 2.5 with the Cowboys. Season on the line. Next 4 games, Atlanta, Philly, Houston, Washington. As Sal Pal would say, gotta have it game. Your next 4 opponents are 22-9. I just saw Atlanta in this spot. Off a big road win, beating Tampa Thursday night, came home, laid an egg against Seattle. Big road win, beat Tampa. Division should be in the bag. I think they have a letdown. And Kirk Cousins against Tampa. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Against everyone else, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Give me the points with the Cowboys on Sunday. Love Dallas. Best bets brought to you by G-Bank, the official bank of VEASAN. G-Bank Visa Signature Card, your best bet, delivering 1% cashback rewards on eligible gaming transactions, 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible transactions. For more info, head to VEASAN.com/GBank, VEASAN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
I will say the Falcons playing some pretty exciting football games. They're like must-watch TV every single week. Bad defense, and Kirk is humming right now.
Yep.
Good bounce back yesterday. Had to have it after they got shellacked by Seattle.
$5 is too low. Not that you're going to put that's $5 to win the division is too low. They're going to go 6-0 in the division. They swept Tampa, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Tampa's got 2 more losses coming. I mean, they're going to get to 10 wins. It can't be caught.
Yeah. Now, surprise, surprise. Browns playing in game 2 of Jameis Winston now after winning yesterday. This was 2.5 Chargers. It's down to 1.5 now. Money on the Browns. No Deshaun Watson. Huh. Interesting. Total for 42.5 now, up from 40.5.
There you go, yeah. I thought it was 39, 38 too.
I think it could have been, yeah.
Yes. I don't know. Chargers should win this game, but now this is the letdown now. After the big upset win, and this rah-rah stuff can only go so far.
You know what? I flip it. I think maybe finally, for the first time all year long, the entire locker room is
all right.
Out there playing with some joy.
Could be Flacco fever part 2.
They don't step onto the field at 1 o'clock Eastern time every Sunday and say, we have no chance to win this game.
He did it again, though. It's Winston. He saw some horrible throws.
Well, that's part of the territory.
Right. You just got to catch him this time, unlike Baltimore. You just pick him off.
All right, we'll hit the rest of the schedule coming up next. We're back to square one with our updated win total. Where are the 5 additional wins coming from throughout the season? We'll kick it around next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard. We're live downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. This is where our next guest is at. Longtime Las Vegas odds maker, sports betting Hall of Famer Nick Bogdanovich here on the program. He joins us on the Progressive guest line. Nick, thanks for the time as always. We appreciate it. Let's begin with the biggest game on the schedule this weekend. Number 4, Ohio State plays at number 3, Penn State. Buckeyes, higher than 3-point road favorites here in this game. And, of course, Penn State quarterback Drew Aller injured over the weekend. James Franklin said today. Too early to tell what's going to happen at this point. What do you make of that? Now, what's that drop off from Eller-like to the backup, in your opinion?
It's pretty good. I'm thinking like 3.5 points. We opened Ohio State 3. We're up to 4. So either the Sharps made it higher, or they think he's going to not be able to play, or if he does play, he won't be 100%. So if he plays, I like the dog in this one. So
you would basically line this game at about a pick'em if he never got hurt last week.
Correct. I think I made Ohio State 1 with him in.
How about did you open SMU 6 in the other marquee game at 5:00 Pacific against Pitt?
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We opened 6. We're up to 7.5. It's been money for Smoo, but this one's going to be exciting to watch. There's going to be a ton of points in this game. I do like the over in this one. This is going to be a good football. I think both teams are good, not great, but both are extremely fun to watch.
So this late into the season, you're probably not adjusting too much with a lot of these teams on a weekly basis. But how do you look at a game where a team just lost a turnover battle by 6, and somehow, some way, they found a way to win the game?
When I was doing my box scores that night, I wanted to know if that's the only time it's ever happened. If one team had 6 turnovers, another team had nothing and still won the game. I didn't think that was mathematically or physically possible, but that's exactly what happened in that SMU Duke game. So I lowered SMU a couple, but I've had Duke rated a little higher than most all year long. I've been making money with Duke this year, so I already had them rated a little higher than they probably should be.
Believe it or not, it also happened in 2011. I was stunned like you were. How do you win a game when you're -6 in the turnover battle? How about a letdown spot here? A&M only 2.5 on the road against South Carolina.
Yeah, this was the biggest move of the week, especially for marquee games. We opened A&M 6 down to 2.5. So ton of money for South Carolina. Obviously A&M with a monster win, but I think they just pick up momentum. I'm pretty sure South Carolina was off, so it's a good spot for South Carolina. But I hope it keeps getting cheaper. I like A&M in that game.
Yeah. That, again, that doesn't happen very often this time of year, right? A 6-point opener and you're down below 3 now?
Yeah, we're into week 9 in college football. The numbers are pretty tight, but there's always, an injury or two we might miss or something. But, that's a pretty good size move for this time of year.
Nick, I said this about a half an hour or so ago at the Boise UNLV game on Friday night. I'm thinking to myself, this is probably not going to go well when Boise plays some stiffer competition. But on the flip side, I'm like, you know what? UNLV is a pretty good team overall. I thought that going in. Most of us did, obviously. But I came away thinking the same exact thing. What did you make of that result watching it on Friday night?
Yeah, I think they were pretty evenly matched teams. UNLV definitely had their chances. They definitely got to be sick about, not winning that one. So it was a great game. I think the number was right. I think, Boise 3.5 is a good number. Both solid teams. I don't know if they can beat upper caliber teams, but I think there's no great team this year. I think they all can be had on a given night.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it was a big point spread. Were they 19-point dogs, 18-point dogs at Oregon?
Yeah.
That should have beat them. So what that would be on neutral if they take on one of the big boys. But that was a great game, and certainly the rematch could be happening out here as well. How about biggest line moves and we've had, and also biggest moves between your numbers and what the actual odds are?
USC Washington's another big one. We opened SC pick. They're up to 3. So plenty of money for the Trojans. I made that game dead pick 'em. So, I like the Huskies in that game. I don't, I knew USC would get well against Rutgers. It was a great spot for them, and they took care of their business. But I don't think they have any business laying 3 in that game.
Okay. How about Louisville Clemson?
Yeah, hell of a game. I think right before I left the office at 1:00, we took a sharp bet on Louisville plus 11, so we went down to 10.5. But That's one of the better games this week. We're still waiting to see if Clemson is the real deal or not.
Right.
Obviously, they got a shaky start, and everyone wanted to, write Dabo's obituary. But they've regrouped and playing some pretty good ball. But they'll have to play a good game against Louisville. Louisville's a rock-solid team, a well-coached team. So I'm interested to see how that one plays out. I made the game 10, so I probably won't be involved. But like I said, we took a sharp bet on Louisville plus 11 when I left.
Do you know current form, what you would make Miami and Clemson if they played this week, or what that number would look like if they play in the ACC title game?
On a neutral, I think I have Clemson like 2.5. But I have had Clemson a little higher than most, and I've had Miami a little lower than most. So, but I would make Clemson like 2.5, and that would be a hell of a game. Obviously one everyone wants to see.
What's Boise, Miami?
Boise and Miami. I got Miami off the top of my head. I'm thinking Miami is like 4.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't make them too high.
No.
Right? I mean, that's...
Can't stop anything.
Yeah,
No.
I'm trying to remember. I'm not in front of my ratings,
I
but I
got
think
you.
that's
All
what
right.
it would be.
I'll cut you a break.
Miami 4.
I got you a break. I know. I'm putting you on the spot, but this is the fun time of year
No,
to
it's
do this.
okay.
Got that.
I think I gave you the right answer.
Yeah, okay. How was the weekend? Start with Saturday, and then also we started the show talking about maybe the liability you see coming into the Monday night game based on what happened in the NFL late games and the 49ers get there Sunday night.
Yeah, the players definitely held their own this weekend. Saturday, I think football was a wash. The UFC favorites got there, so that was little damage on the UFC. And then yesterday was also, I'd say, a tiny loser. So the players held their own over the weekend. But so, yeah, all good. The action's insane. Incredible. Obviously, October and November are the 2 best months. All the sports are going. It's the best time to be a sports bettor or a bookmaker. So The main thing is the action was off the charts.
How about the World Series handle?
Yeah, incredible. How would you like to have under 8.5 in game 1?
No good. I did. No good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you just never know what you're going to see in the baseball. And then in game 2, I mean, it was 4-1 to the 9th, and the Yankees had a great chance to pull that one out. So, exciting games, and we'll see if the cold weather in New York can slow down the Dodgers a little.
Did you bet the game tonight at all? Yankees a home favorite here, total 8.5?
I did not. If I had to play, I'd be the Dodgers. I think it's a little overpriced.
You think it's price where it is because it's a must-have game for the Yankees?
Yep, I do believe.
Right.
How many people have you talked to in the last, 12 hours, and either at the office where you work or to friends about 2-6 Jets favored against 6-2 Texans?
Yeah, it's just funny when you watch the Jets, they just look so out of sorts. Is that a good way to describe it? I mean,
yes.
Every time the play clock's at 1 before they get it off, they have no timeouts. They just look so unorganized. I mean, it's hard to believe that that's the case because they're a veteran squad. But yeah, I don't know if there's any righting this ship. I mean, I really don't. They just don't look right.
Well said.
Totally concur. Nick, pleasure as always. Thanks for the time today. We appreciate that.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Wow, big on South Carolina. That would shake things up too. A&M goes down, and then they close with Texas. How pricey is that ticket? Close the season.
Well, he's also right. If it keeps going down, I mean, at what point do you step in and say, I need to grab some A&M here?
Yep. Don't place your next bet till you check out Juice Reel. Free tools. Free tool. Bettors love it. On Juice Reel, REEL. It lets you connect all your betting accounts wherever you bet. All your history loads in. It uses the $4 billion of bets the community sinks into the app to help everyone bet smarter. Get stats on yourself, follow real winning bettors, and fade the losers. Have a great football season by using Juice Reel, your go-to free betting tool. Grab your phone, download it now, get the app. It's free. Juice Reel.
It's a pathetic season by the Jets.
No.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Incredible. Now what happens next year? What if they win 4 games? Oh, man.
Why even try to run it back next year?
I know.
There's no point. Paulie's going to recap the betting action from the weekend in Win Some, Lose Some. That's next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.